Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 32 of our 90-day social media run. I am really excited about today. We are going to talk about three-way group chat messaging. And I love this because it's how the traditional three-way call in our profession has evolved. And also, being in this class inspired me to engage and start a three-way call with my sponsor, Upline. I'll admit I have been the sponsor Upline for so long and for so many three-way calls and chats that I forget that I can leverage that as well. So being in this class has encouraged me. And in fact, if you hear the dings in the background, is actually my mentor sponsor right now, responding to messages and sharing her story with one of my prospects, one of my friends, distant cousin, actually, who is curious and has questions about the business. So I love this because it's leverage, it's teaching as you go. And anyway, we'll get into that. But also, before into that, this was a great class because we kind of reviewed everything that we did, not in detail, but we reviewed the process. So I want to do that first, and I already wrote it out. The board is sideways today. Okay, so far, all the skills that we have learned are taking us through this process. So this is find, add, message. So we do that through posting content, following up with the people who engage with our posts, going into groups, find, add, message people to grow our list, right? Then this is ask the question. In between here, we're building relationships, right? There's kind of back and forth. We talked about after about 5 messages back and forth, that's about a good time to ask the question, which the question is simply, are you open to look at information about what I have to offer, right? Then when they say yes, then you're going to qualify them. The last 2 days have been about, I think not yesterday, the previous 2 days were about qualifying, adding qualifying questions before you send the tool, right? Before you send the tool is where you're going to ask the qualifying questions. And then after you send the tool, the follow-up is with, going to switch this side, the three-way call traditionally, or we're going to focus on a three-way group chat. And this is brilliant. This is something that we've already transitioned to in our business quite a bit. And it's such a relief over this. I know traditionally with three-way calls, they are very powerful and they all still work. But the challenge is, I think, as our world, has gotten busier and busier, they're hard to stick. In fact, I remember towards the end, I mean, I've done some even recently, but anytime there is a three-way call scheduled, I used to clear my calendar so that nothing else was scheduled in that time. Now I don't make special arrangements because I hate to say it's almost an expectation that 9 out of 10 times the person is going to either cancel at the last minute or just simply not show. So one of the most obvious benefits of a three-way chat, which is what my team is already implementing, is that it's just there and everyone has the freedom to answer whenever they want. There's no time constraint about being all on there at the exact same time, because that can be stressful just trying to arrange a time on a call or a Zoom or anything. Again, calls and Zooms are powerful. They're amazing. If they're working, go for it. But start at least with the chat. And maybe the chat will lead to a three-way Zoom or call, and that way you've had an opportunity to build up that trust in order to do that. So where do these take place? Facebook Messenger, text are probably best, or WhatsApp is great, especially if you have an international team or are international. Anywhere where there's a group chat works for you. Okay, now who is the group chat with? Well, as you can probably allude from my speaking, is usually with yourself and your prospect, and then a third person, which in the examples I've spoken so far, I've referred to upline, so somebody who has sponsored you or is a leader above you. Or this is also very possible with a sideline, like somebody else in your company, but not financially linked to you. Or it's also very powerful with a downline, meaning somebody else in your team who you've already enrolled, or somebody in your team has enrolled and has already started to get some results. And I'll review that in a second. But here's a few scripts and ways to open it. First, you open the group chat the way I just did this now with one of my prospects. She's on Facebook, so she has a messenger. I don't actually have her phone number yet. So that's the one benefit of doing a three-way chat and messenger. You don't need the phone number. If you do WhatsApp, you get the phone number, so you look at it either way. And then my upline mentor. So I just opened it up, And then you can speak this, you can type it out, you can do a combination of both. You can make a video and say it. In my case, I went ahead and typed this all out. So I'm going to use different names, but this is basically the idea. So first of all, you say hi to your prospect. I'm going to use the name Pete in this case. So Pete for prospect, right? And we try to come up with a U name. We're going to say Uma for upline. The U upline. Okay, so hey Pete, I want to introduce you to Uma. Uma's my upline. She is the person who got me involved with this, or she is somebody who is influential in this. She's part of the reason that I've come into this business. She's absolutely a rock star, and because of what she's taught me and shown me, I'm able to do this business from home. You can add in here a little something that you know will resonate with your prospect. I really want her to be able to share with you what she did for me, what this opportunity did for her, and how it can do the same for you. And not only are you going to get my support, you'll get her support as well. Continuing the same message. Hey Uma, I want you to meet Pete. We connected here on social media about 6 months ago. He's already watched the information. I know he is going to absolutely crush it. He's going to be a huge asset to the team. Could you share with Pete a little bit about your story and maybe help answering any questions that he has? And then you let it go and you let them answer, right? And then you just watch it, and then you need to hop in there, then you can. But that's how you open a three-way chat, and that's very, very powerful. It adds third-party validation to the conversation. Absolutely brilliant. Now, here's an example of how you can do it with 1 or 2 or 3 downline members. So you have your prospect, you open it with your prospect, and in this case, we're going to do some current members, some downline. So a few benefits of this are, first of all, you're leveraging your time, similar to what I said earlier, because you can reply whenever. You don't have to arrange at all 3, 4, 5 people be on a call or a Zoom at the same time. Secondly, your team, your downline members get to practice their storytelling skills. That's something that we've talked about in this class, and in general, a big part of social networking and marketing and building a business online is being able to tell your story and tell stories well. So they get to practice their skills. And third is that they will now have the exact training in their messenger, right? So if I open it with my prospect and include my downline members, and I'm going to show you the script, I'm basically asking them to share their story. Those members now have a record in their messenger chat of exactly how I did it and how they can duplicate it. So huge advantages to doing this. Here's examples of what to say. Again, Pete is the prospect in this. And the other names I'm going to throw in there are the current team members in the downline. Say, hey, Pete, I want to introduce you to Mary, Bob, and John. These 3 legends were in a similar situation to you 1, 3, and 6 months ago. After watching the information that you watched, they made a decision. Mary, Bob, and John, I want to introduce you to Pete. Pete is in a similar situation that you were. Could you share with him why you started and what's happened since? Right? Super simple and fun, and you can just leverage your team and your stories. And again, you can also do a similar thing on a sideline, either somebody you know who's had recent results or a top leader who you know and trust and work with. Okay, so here's the dare. Here's the assignment for today, is to do a 3-way chat with someone that you know has watched the tool. They've watched the information, they've seen the videos, but hasn't made a definite yes or no decision yet. So that's what I've already done. So hopefully I'll have some results to share with you really soon, but that's great. Oh, and just one other line that you can add to the end, especially if it's a sideline or if it's a downline that's not directly connected, like depending on your compensation plan. Like if I enroll people below current members, they might benefit financially, but if not, then you can tag on, say, by the way, Pete, Mary, Bob, John, Sarah, whoever the current member is, they don't benefit financially from sharing their story today, but she just wants other people to win like she is. So that's another option you can put on there, which adds even more credibility to our culture as a team. So I know that's definitely true in our company, is that everyone is very supportive and sharing ideas and wants everyone to win, whether we're financially connected or not. So that's the skills for today. The dare, do a 3-way message. We'd love to know how it goes. Feel free to reach out, and I will see you tomorrow.